Cryptocurrency, where fortunes can be made overnight. And 2021 is the hottest year on record. Bitcoin set a new all-time high. Ethereum achieved its highest price in history. And as we speak, Bitcoin and hundreds of smaller cryptocurrencies are exploding even higher, making early investors extremely wealthy. Now, if you've been sitting on the sidelines, get ready, because your time is running out. Hello, everyone. I'm John Burke, and welcome to the American Crypto Summit, the final countdown. And with me today, the man that was voted the #1 most trusted man in crypto, according to 130,000 analysts, Teeka Tiwari. Now, according to Teeka, we are less than 30 days away from what could be the most profitable event in crypto history. Teeka calls it the final countdown, and make no mistake, this event will be massive. It will trigger explosive growth, and it's already underway. All told, we've identified seven billionaires preparing for this massive shift. Now, originally, the final countdown was scheduled to happen next summer, 2022. However, the situation has escalated faster than anyone anticipated. Get this. This final countdown will now happen weeks ahead of schedule, starting this December, which is why you must act as soon as December 1st, 2021. Now, we will be covering a lot of ground today, and if you would like to review our research, please refer to our details and disclosures page just below. Here's the question. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Teeka Tiwari. Teeka, thank you for agreeing to come on air. I know this was short notice. Appreciate you being here.
John, it's great to be here, and I can't wait to dive in.
I can't either. And I know that we're under time-sensitive circumstances. So let me just quickly bring everybody up to speed for a second, please, sir, if I could. Teeka Tiwari's career spanned 3 separate decades on Wall Street as a vice president at Shearson Lehman and as a hedge fund manager. And in 2016, Teeka joined Palm Beach Research Group, where he shares his predictions with over 600,000 people around the globe. And when it comes to crypto, his track record is unmatched. Teeka has identified the #1 crypto every year since 2016. He first recommended Bitcoin at $428 and Ethereum at $9. Can you imagine? Both recommendations soared as high as 170x higher and as high as 480x higher. And in 2017, he pounded the table on a lesser-known crypto coin trading for just 13 cents. It went on to soar 1,500x higher in 11 months. Anyone who followed Teeka's advice, putting $1,000 into this recommendation alone, open to peak, could have watched it soar to $1.5 million in 11 months. And Teeka's crypto recommendations have returned 281% on average since 2016, 4x better than investing legends Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, and Carl Icahn combined. You know, Teeka, you've achieved a remarkable track record. It really is, and the world is really taking notice. Because of your highly accurate predictions, you were named the world's #1 most trusted crypto expert in an independent poll of over 130,000 analysts. And considering that we are just days away from what you say could be the most important profitable event in crypto history, well, I got to say, I think we're in the right place with the right time with the right guy. So glad you're here. How does all this make you feel?
John, you're going to make me blush. I'm a pretty low-key guy. What's remarkable is back in 2016, I talked about the world that we're living in right now. When I first recommended crypto back in 2016, though, people thought I was crazy. They said they called me irresponsible. Now look at where we are today. We're seeing massive crypto adoption coming from the very, very top of our financial system. I'm talking about Wall Street, Silicon Valley, and billionaires. You've got people like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, BNY Mellon, Citibank, Wells Fargo, State Street, and Morgan Stanley. John, this is the creme de la creme, the most powerful of financial institutions in the world today. And they're deploying billions of dollars into the crypto market. If you look at Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and Google, they're all making critical moves to get into crypto. John, this is beyond big. In all my time as an investor, including a career that spanned 3 separate decades on Wall Street, through the raging dot-com boom, I've never seen anything like this. But I got to tell you, I know this is going to be hard to swallow, but John, this is just a preview of what's coming next. It's an opening act. So I know we've talked about this offline. Sometimes you feel like you've missed out. I'm here to tell you, John, and everybody watching right now, is that you haven't, at least not yet. If you're new to the crypto world and all of this seems overwhelming, daunting, don't worry. We all had to start in that place. I remember the first time I bought crypto, it seemed so complicated. What I can promise you is that you'll learn everything you need to know to get positioned today. What's important right now is that this final countdown has been moved up to happening as soon as Wednesday, December 1st. And this event can only happen one time. Now, I have to tell you, just like I told people back in 2016 when Bitcoin was trading at around $400, if you miss it, that's it. There are no second chances. You never had a chance to buy Bitcoin again at $400. I never want to see anybody go through that type of regret that people went through back in 2016. And so here's what I've decided to do. To make sure you're prepared, I'm going to give away my #1 crypto recommendation today for free. This is my absolute must-buy crypto, but you must buy it before December 1st.
Well, you heard him, folks. Today, Tika will reveal the name of his #1 final countdown crypto recommendation for free. Now, it's critically important you get positioned before Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. Tika's free crypto recommendations he's given for various crypto events for his services have soared over 21x on average. So what I'm saying is that this could be extremely valuable to you. Okay, Tika, I have a lot of questions here. We have a lot to unpack. First and foremost, tell me, what's the name of your #1 crypto recommendation? Is it Bitcoin?
John, I'm going to tell you that I love Bitcoin. And if anybody watching here doesn't own Bitcoin, please do yourself a favor and at least buy some Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is not my #1 crypto recommendation today. It was 5 years ago, but not today. Today, I'm here to tell you about a smaller cryptocurrency. In 2021 alone, we've seen this crypto grow 4 times faster than Bitcoin. And over the next decade, I believe it could become one of the most valuable assets in the world. I'm talking about one single crypto being more valuable than Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and even Google. And I believe the final countdown event this December will be the critical step in making this happen. Now, I've already identified 7 billionaires who've literally been in a buying frenzy for this one crypto, and they're not the only ones. JP Morgan says big money, and I'm talking about heavy-hitting institutional money, is rotating from Bitcoin to buy this one crypto. Now, there's only one reason that you do that, because you think the other asset you are moving into will outperform Bitcoin. And here, I have to agree with them. It doesn't mean Bitcoin won't do well. It just means that the asset that I'm going to reveal today will likely do an order of magnitude better. And Goldman Sachs expects this crypto could soon become the most valuable cryptocurrency in the whole world. But as exciting as this is, I'm even more excited about what's coming next, because when the final countdown happens, I expect this one crypto and a small handful of others will see extraordinary gains, bigger and faster than anything we've seen this year or any past years. So if you're thinking, look, okay, I'll give this crypto stuff a shot. I'll hear you out. then I will say that I urge you to take action now, because come Wednesday, December 1st, it could be too late.
So how do you, Tika, let me ask you this. How can you make such an urgent and timely prediction like that?
This is not me gazing into a crystal ball, John, and trying to make a prediction the way that people do in the traditional stock market. This event, the final countdown deadline, it's coded. It's hardwired into this one crypto. And not a lot of people are aware of it. And on December 1st, the clock strikes 0. Now, for you to understand how important this date is, you have to understand how explosive the crypto market has been so far. John, you remember the dot-com boom, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. I think everybody does. It was this major leap forward in technology, and it launched a decade-long bull market. And you know what's interesting about that, since you brought that up, Tika? Looking back then, it seems obvious, but I remember back then, no one could have imagined how big and how fast our whole world would change because of it.
You hit an excellent point, John. It's really hard to recognize these massive shifts when you're in the middle of them. But anyone who was smart enough to pay attention, to set themselves up for this shift, had the chance to make a killing. Now, we haven't seen anything like it in over 20 years, this type of wealth creation. So if you missed it, this could be your second chance. If you missed the dot-com boom, this is your second chance. Because right now, it's like the early 90s of the dot-com boom, except now it's happening in crypto. And I'll be very clear, those aren't my words. This is coming from Mark Andreessen. Forbes calls this guy one of the most powerful people in tech. And he's on record saying crypto, a world-changing technology on the level of the internet. So what does that mean? Let me show you. Let's rewind to 1990. It's essentially day one for the internet. In a single decade, from 1990 to the year 2000, we go from essentially no one online to nearly half of the households in America surfing the internet. Now you have to understand, this is gigantic, massive growth, faster than anything we've ever seen before in the history of the United States. In 10 years, we go from 0 to over 100 million people online, and it was an all-out frenzy. And the companies that made it happen handed investors fortunes. In early 1990, Microsoft was trading for $1.21 a share, split adjusted. By the end of the decade, Microsoft soared to 120 bucks. Amazon shot up 5,350% in 3 years. John, we're talking about making 53 times your money in 3 years. America Online exploded 70,626%. And many more behind-the-scenes tech companies shot up even higher. Qualcomm soared 16,484%. EMC shot up more than 69,900%. And Dell, well, it exploded 120,000%. We're talking about turning $5,000 in 1990 to more than $6 million by the year 2000, by the end of the decade. And some experts are predicting crypto and the technology that makes it possible will be 10 to 100 times bigger than the internet.
Okay, but hold on a second, Tika. I mean, in hindsight, these look fantastic, right? But these are some of the best performers of the 90s. That was over 20 years ago.
That's the problem, John. You see, most people ignore these transformational shifts while they're happening because they're in the middle of it, but they don't really see it. And it's a huge mistake. And I made the same mistake myself in the 90s. Here's what I learned. When it comes to technology, history always repeats itself. It happened with the railroads. It happened with energy. It happened with telecom. It happened with the auto industry. It happened with the internet. Every single time. In cryptocurrency, it's no exception. Here's what I mean, John. This is critically important for everybody watching right now. Every innovation that happens in a society follows what's called the adoption curve. It has 5 phases. And if you can understand this curve, you can get rich from technology. Phase 1 is innovation. This is when a brand new technology goes from an idea to a prototype stage. It's kind of the make it or break it moment. Many technologies will never make it out of this phase because they never gain mass appeal. Think of something like the Newton apple, for instance. You never got out of phase 1. Phase 2 is the early adoption phase. And this is where investors, they just make a life-changing amount of money. They find a company with a breakthrough technology while it's still small, and the sky's the limit. Phase 3 is what is called the bandwagon phase. Now, at this point, the technology is showing serious growth, and the crowd is starting to wake up and starting to rush in. And phase 4 and 5 are what we call equilibrium. This is where everything slows down. At this point, practically everyone uses the technology, and unfortunately, the biggest profits have already been made. Now, understanding this simple diagram, I'll say it again, is critical to your success and to your financial future.
Tika, let me ask you this. Where do you think we're at in the crypto market on this diagram that you're showing?
We're at the very end of phase 2, on the cusp of entering phase 3. The crowd is starting to rush in. And as we speak, we're moving from this early adoption stage into this hyper adoption phase. Today, over 100 million people own crypto, and you can use cryptocurrency to buy a car, a book, a plane ticket, pay your mortgage, even cover college tuition. It's now accepted at some of the world's biggest retailers, Whole Foods, Starbucks, Home Depot. You can even use it to buy tickets to your favorite pro sport, including the NHL, NFL, NBA, and MLB. And here's what gets me really excited about all of this. Crypto and the technology behind it is expected to create $8.6 trillion in new wealth. And by some estimates, cryptocurrency has created as many as 85,000 new crypto millionaires. And that's just this year. So if you're wondering, is this crypto business really worth it? Is it real? I'm telling you, it absolutely is. Now, are there risks? Of course there are. Nothing is guaranteed. For me, though, the risk of doing nothing, of ignoring this opportunity, is, in my opinion, the biggest risk. I want you to remember that in less than 30 days, the final countdown event could send the crypto market soaring into the stratosphere. That's why I'm calling this the final countdown, because this could be your final moment to get in before crypto goes mainstream.
Well, Tika, we've all watched Bitcoin soar over $64,000 and many smaller cryptos set new all-time highs. I think everybody has seen this, and I don't want to miss out. I'm sure the people watching don't want to miss out, but I still don't understand why this deadline is so important.
That makes sense, John, because nothing like this deadline has ever existed in traditional finance, like with stocks, bonds, or commodities. So I'm going to explain what it is that I'm referring to. It all has to do with a supply shock that's coming to this one particular crypto. You see, millions of people are flocking to this crypto coin, but on December 1st, a change will occur that will accelerate a massive, and I'm talking about a gigantic supply cut. The amount of new supply will gradually be cut by as much as 90%.
90%? Tika, you weren't kidding. A 90% supply cut, that's huge. And starting December 1st, this supply cut will speed up. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, John. All you need to understand is the law of supply and demand. Let's say Tesla makes 500,000 cars a year. What happens if all of a sudden they can only make 250,000 cars a year, but 500,000 people still want to buy one? Prices goes up. It's economics 101.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I didn't realize it was that simple.
It really is that simple. Now, let me ask you a question. Demand for crypto is soaring. Today, over 100 million people own crypto. 2 years from now, it's projected over 1 billion people will own crypto. Think about that, John. This is big. I'm going to give you some comparisons here. It took Facebook 8 years to reach 1 billion users. It took Apple 13 years to reach 1 billion iPhone users. But when it comes to crypto, we're talking about likely going from 100 million to 1 billion in the next 2 years.
Wow.
I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think is going to happen if we have 900 million more people buying this one crypto, but its supply is cut by 90%?
Well, that's economics 101. The price goes up, right?
Economics 101. It truly is that simple, because it's the only logical conclusion, and you don't need to make it any more complicated than that. Remember, the final countdown event is coded into just one crypto. It's literally part of the computer code, and it can only happen once. And when it happens, it will cut the new supply of this one crypto by as much as 90%, triggering the biggest and fastest supply cut this crypto has ever seen, the biggest supply cut any commodity has ever seen. Wow. In a moment, I'll give you its name, but right now, it's critical you understand how important this event is. Look, we've seen similar events like this happen in Bitcoin. I'll give you an example. Bitcoin has its own countdown event that happens approximately every 4 years, and it's known as a halving. And each time, every single time, we see a Bitcoin countdown event, the new supply of Bitcoin gets cut in half, and it sets off a massive bull run. Let me show you how important this is. What you're looking at is Bitcoin before and after the 2016 halving. Now, the green line here is marking July 9th, 2016, the exact date the Bitcoin halving occurred. You see that, right, John?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So the green line there, Tika, is the day of the 2016 Bitcoin halving.
Correct. So here's what I want you to see. And it's mind-boggling. Before the halving supply cut, Bitcoin is trading for $222 a coin. Leading up to the supply cut, it soars 203%. Friends, I want you to look at this. This was just the beginning. Watch what happens after the supply cut actually hits. Over the next year, Bitcoin continues to soar all the way up to $19,497.
Wow.
That's an 8,645% return. That turns $500 into $43,725.
That bears repeating. $500 into $43,000. Tika, that's incredible.
I mean, that's the beauty of this asset class. Now, I have to stress this. Here's why it's so important you get in now, before the final countdown event. If you had waited until after the Bitcoin countdown date, you would have only made 2,862%. That's not a bad gain, but your $500, well, it's now worth only $14,813. Again, it's an amazing return.
That's right.
Would you rather have $43,000 or $14,000?
Well, $43,000, I mean, there's no question about that. That is 3 times more profit. And here's the interesting thing that I find, Tika, is that you're taking the exact same action, you're just doing it earlier.
Correct. Same investment, different timing, and it can make a huge difference in your total return. Let's take a look at the most recent Bitcoin supply cut, which is in 2020. Now, in the green line here, you can see it's marking May 11th, 2020.
Yeah, I got it. So May 11th, the exact day of the Bitcoin supply cut.
Right. So again, now before the supply cut, Bitcoin was trading for around $3,900 a Bitcoin. Leading up to the supply cut, it guns 117% higher. But watch what happens after the supply cut hits. Over the next year, Bitcoin continues to soar all the way up to $63,300. That's almost a 1,500% return. Friends, that turns $500 into $7,900. And again, if you had waited to get in until after the supply cut, you only would have made 550%. Still, look, it's nothing to sneeze at. I'm never going to say that's a bad return. But we're talking about the difference between taking action early on the same investment and making almost $8,000 on 500 bucks versus procrastinating and walking away with just 3,200.
You know, you really are simplifying this. I'm starting to see the pattern here. When a massive supply cut happens, prices go up. It's that simple, right?
It truly is that simple, John. And I think for everybody watching here now, they're probably thinking, it can't be that simple. Friends, it's that simple. It's like a universal law of physics. When buyers outnumber supply, prices go up. And the longer you wait, your chances of capturing the biggest and best returns plummet, which is why it's so important you prepare right now for this final countdown event. And John, I think you're really going to like this. When most people think about cryptocurrency, of course they think of Bitcoin, but there are actually over 6,000 different smaller cryptocurrencies. And many of these smaller crypto coins have been soaring 10x, 20x, 50x higher than Bitcoin.
I like the sound of that, Tika.
So every time we see one of these Bitcoin countdown events happen, it's these other much smaller cryptos that actually soar astronomically higher. When the 2016 supply shock happened, 3 smaller cryptos, they soared 8,600%, 11,600%, and 50,000%, which I know sounds crazy. And what's amazing is that some of these cryptos were trading for literal pennies, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies.
It does. It sounds crazy. I mean, if my math is correct, with just a $500 stake into these 3 smaller cryptos, you could have walked away with $43,710, $58,990, $252,470. I mean, it doesn't seem possible.
And you're right, John. Under normal circumstances, it isn't possible. In fact, in any other market, in any other asset class, it's impossible. But crypto is an entirely different universe. And in this universe, the laws of reality do not apply. Anything is possible. One small investment, and you could be king of the world. Because when you have massive demand combined with a massive supply cut, well, the price is nowhere to go but up. There simply isn't enough to go around. When the 2020 Bitcoin supply shock happened, 3 smaller cryptos soared 561%, 4,289%, and 15,757%. Now imagine you missed out because you thought it went up too much. Do you know what kind of regret that is? Do you know what that's like to live your whole life knowing you could have turned $500 into $79,000?
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I know exactly what that's like. And it's hard to forgive yourself when you know what could have been.
I completely understand. Again, I went through that in the 90s, John. Here's what I've learned. Most investors will never see gains like this because they're rare. You've got to be in the right place at the right time. Generally, it's kind of a once in a lifetime deal. That's why this opportunity in front of you today is so important. It is, I cannot tell you how rare it is. Now, let me be clear. Nothing is ever guaranteed in any financial market, but I want you to imagine capturing even a fraction of this growth could open up a whole new world of possibilities. I'm talking about the difference between your dreams being, just out of your reach, or getting yourself to the life you've always wanted. Whatever you want, it's up to you. But the point is this: the right investment made at the right time makes all the difference. It can change your life in ways that are unimaginable today. And John, I'm going to kind of go in here for another shot. Do you know how long you'd have to wait to make these kind of gains in the S&P 500?
I don't know. Tell me. I'm 10, 20 years?
50 years, John. It would have taken 50 years to even come close. That's a lifetime. Even if you were super bright and started investing at 20, even a 20-year-old doesn't have 50 years to wait, right?
No, that's right. That's right. I mean, you're not kidding. If you look at it that way, it's really painful. I know for me personally, I'm just looking for a way to catch up. And even if some of the viewers can wait, why? Why would you wait, Tika? If it's just a small amount in the crypto market that can have such a big impact on your life, why wouldn't you take that shot?
Exactly. Why wouldn't you? It'd be awful not to. And John, as exciting as these crypto gains are, I'm even more excited about what is set to happen next. So if you're thinking, okay, I'll give this crypto stuff a shot, then I want you to take action now, because after Wednesday, December 1st, it could be too late.
I'm going to be honest with you, Tika. Really, if it were anyone else making this kind of prediction, I'd probably be sitting here thinking, he's lost it. I mean, this guy is insane. But, we have poured over your track record. It's no joke. You have proven time and again that you're able to identify these massive trends early and then deliver results. It's this talent that you've had. You've recommended the #1 returning crypto every year since 2016. You predicted the crypto boom of 2017. You warned folks to hold on through the crypto winter of 2018. And to my knowledge, you were one of the only analysts to call the rallies in Bitcoin and smaller cryptos in both 2019 and 2020. In fact, your recommendations alone have soared 281% on average since 2016. That's 4 times better than investing legends Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, and Carl Icahn combined. Now, my point of this, members of your widely followed Palm Beach Letter and Palm Beach Confidential research services have seen the chance to make massive gains, not just once. They've had this chance dozens of times. And we are talking about gains of 2,584%, 6,121%, 17,173%, 48,370%, 21,903%, and 151,323%. Now, the one thing that I want to point out is when we were reviewing your track record, we noticed something really interesting. Some of your biggest winners were much smaller coins that, frankly, we had never heard of. In fact, some of your recommendations were trading for less than $1 when you first recommended them. I found that really interesting.
John, that's what I absolutely love about crypto. It's the one asset where you don't need to already be rich to get started like you do in the stock market. You don't need a lot of money to get started. It doesn't matter if you're a Wall Street millionaire or a retiree living in Iowa or even a minimum wage worker. $500, $200, even $100 in the right crypto can transform your life. I'm going to show you. Now, I didn't recommend these, but I just want to show you how explosive the crypto market can be. Here's a small crypto in January of this year. It was trading for 63 cents, less than $1. You can't even buy a soda for 63 cents anymore. 9 months later, it shoots up to $49. This isn't some amazing. But I want to be clear, John, this isn't some cherry-picked example from a few years ago. These are the real returns from this year. Here's another one. This coin was trading for $1.60 in January. A few months later, you're not going to believe when I tell you this, it hit as high as $214.
That is stunning. It takes your breath away.
It does. Another small crypto trading for 50 cents. A few months later, it hits $155. So when you say it's insane, I'm not going to fight you. It is insane. Turning $500 into $155,000 in a year is insane.
It's insane. It's also incredible, and it's incredibly exciting. Just $500 into each of these picks could have transformed into $38,885, $67,175, and $155,000. Tika, that is life-changing.
Do you know anywhere else on this planet where you can invest such a small amount of money and watch it make a life-changing impact on your financial health? I don't know.
No, I don't
right?
either. I can't answer that. No.
No, I don't know anywhere else. And I've been professionally in the market since the late 80s. Look, I know, I'm going to take a step back here for a second, John. I know what you and the people at home must be thinking, right? You see these returns, 7,000%, 13,000%, 28,000%. And it's easy to fall into a trap. And I'm going to tell you what this trap is, John. I guarantee you're thinking it. I'm too late. I missed out.
Right. That's right.
John, I got to tell you, and everybody watching tonight, you could not be further from the truth. John, when I recommended Bitcoin in 2016, it went from $428 to $20,000. And you know what people said? That's it, Tawari. The party's over. We're too late. But then Bitcoin shot up to $40,000. And this year, Bitcoin set a new all-time high at $64,000. They said the same thing in 2019 when I recommended another lesser-known crypto trading for just 85 cents. John, I cannot tell you the abuse I took for recommending this. It shot up as high as $19 in a little over a year. That's a 2,135% gain. Now, again, people said, party's over. No more money to be made here. Time to go home. You know what happens next?
Yep, they missed out, didn't they?
Big time. Because this tiny 85-cent crypto soared from 19 to as high as $52.88.
It's almost, I don't know how to say it, it's almost painful to see it all laid out like this. I mean, had I been following your advice, Tika, I could have gotten in for just 85 cents and watched it soar over 6,000%. That's 60 times my money.
Right, 60 times your money in 2 years. Now imagine you missed out because you think it went up too much. Like, I remember feeling that about Microsoft in the 90s, and I still regret it. It still eats away at me. Do you know what it's like to live your whole life knowing you could have turned $500 into 31,000 and you didn't?
You know, I know for me personally, I get it. It would haunt me forever. The whole thing is amazing.
And friends, I want to be very, very clear with you. I absolutely cannot guarantee that this will happen again. No one can. What I can tell you, though, is this. When it comes to Bitcoin, we see this situation play out every 4 years like clockwork. And that means the next opportunity in Bitcoin to profit from its supply cut won't happen until 2024.
See, that's a big statement because, I mean, think about that. That is 3 years away.
Right. So that's the bad news. But here's the good news. The crypto I'm recommending today isn't cutting its new supply by half. It's cutting its new supply by as much as 90%. Why does that matter? I want you to think about Bitcoin for a second. We would have to wait 16 years for Bitcoin to make a similar cut in its new supply versus this coin.
So what you're saying is that this is like 16 years of Bitcoin halvings happening right now.
Exactly. And it only happens one time. That's it. It's because it's hardwired into the code. And you know, you look through the code and you can see, are there any other instances where this takes place? And the answer is no. So the available supply of this crypto has been cut by $1 billion in less than 60 days already. But once the final countdown hits, it could shrink by as much as $5 billion every year. Now, the average gain for the two most recent Bitcoin halvings has been, get this, John, 5,071%. That's 50 times your money. Now, based on the number of institutions, smart money, and hedge funds that have already started to rotate from Bitcoin into this smaller coin, what does it tell me? It tells me they expect this smaller coin to vastly outperform Bitcoin, because if they didn't, they would have stayed in Bitcoin.
I promised everyone on this broadcast that I would hold your feet to the fire. So I think I speak for everyone when I say, what is the name? What is your #1 final countdown recommendation to buy today?
John, for you and for everyone watching at home, if you're just getting into crypto for the first time, I'm going to tell you what it is right now. please write this down. My number one crypto recommendation today is called Ethereum. And I'm going to spell that for you. Ethereum. It's pronounced Ethereum. If you only buy one crypto today, this is the one I recommend. Remember, I've identified 7 billionaires who've been in a literal buying frenzy for Ethereum. But right now, even though Ethereum has gone up, it's still cheap. But I don't expect that to be the case for long. In 2021, we've seen it grow 4 times faster than Bitcoin. And over the next decade, it could become one of, if not the most valuable asset in the world. I'm talking about one single crypto being more valuable than Facebook, more valuable than Amazon, more valuable than Apple, more valuable than Microsoft, and more valuable than Google. And the final countdown event will be critical in making this happen. And soon, you will see the available Ethereum supply cut by as much as 90%. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm pounding the table now.
Boy, that sure gets your attention. Okay. So let's say that I'm ready to get started. Okay, what's the game plan here?
Well, I have a 3-step plan of attack. So step 1, you want to buy Ethereum as soon as possible, because if you wait until after the supply cut, I've already shown you, I believe you could see your potential profits just get slashed in half or more.
Okay, that's step 1, buy Ethereum as soon as possible. What's next?
Now, just like with the Bitcoin supply cut, it's the smaller cryptos connected to Bitcoin that exploded even higher. Those were the things that went up 5x, 10x, 20x, even 50 times higher. I believe we will see the same storyline play out with Ethereum's final countdown. What that means is that these smaller coins will outperform Ethereum. And through my dedicated research, I've discovered the next 2 best tiny crypto plays to get into right now. Now, I put their names and ticker symbols in a special report. It's called the Final Countdown Buy List. 2 tiny cryptos to own now. And in this report, I named these 2 tiny cryptos that I believe are poised for exponential growth as we approach the final countdown. Now, the first crypto is backed by some of the largest players in both the crypto world and the traditional finance world. So I'm talking about people that include Coinbase, Bain Capital, Mark Andreessen of Andreessen Horowitz. And once the final countdown hits, my conservative analysis says we could expect this small crypto to soar 800% or more. Again, if you want to capture the biggest possible gains, it's critical you get positioned now, immediately. As for my second crypto recommendation, it's tiny. It trades for just over $1. But the potential upside for this tiny coin is so big, it's almost unimaginable for most people. I'm not talking about a double or a triple. According to my research, this coin could soar exponentially, 5x, 10x, maybe even 50 times higher in the near future.
You know, we're throwing around a lot of numbers, but that is, let's admit it, that's a bold prediction, because you're talking about potentially turning $500 into as much as $25,000 or more.
Correct. But John, I want to make sure that I'm clear with you and I'm clear with everybody watching. Can I guarantee that? No, no one can. Just the same way I couldn't guarantee Bitcoin was going to go higher back in 2016. What I have done to be so successful in this space over the last 6 years, it's very simple. I've just followed my research to its logical conclusion. In any other market, this type of gain would be impossible. But in rare cases like this, when you catch a massive tech trend early and the wind is at your back, John, the impossible becomes possible.
Wow.
And what I'm asking you to do today is to follow my research just to its logical conclusion I'm not going to go into, the biomechanics of how these things work, because you don't need to know them. All you need to know is supply and demand. All you need to ask yourself is, does this make sense? Am I willing to take action and put up a small amount of money for this kind of potential reward? Because just $500 into this tiny crypto today could be worth $50,000 or more over the next few years. Now, if your answer is yes, you'll find everything you need in this report.
There's one more question you could always ask yourself. Has anybody done research on this? And if anybody's done research, it's you. Now, everyone watching at home, I want you to hear this. Tika has promised everyone watching will have a chance to get his new special report, the Final Countdown Buy List. 2 tiny cryptos to own now. You get that for free. Inside, you'll find the names and ticker symbols of 2 small crypto plays that could explode as the Final Countdown event unfolds. Okay, Tika, take it away. What's step number 3?
Well, John, just like the internet, cryptocurrency and the technology behind it, they're going to transform businesses everywhere. I'm talking about the legal industry, the healthcare industry, banking especially, real estate. There will be no industry that's untouched. Now, when most people think about big internet winners, their thinking immediately goes to companies like Amazon, Google, and Facebook.
That's right.
But for every Amazon, there's a kind of, I call them behind the scenes companies that actually made a lot more money. So take Cisco, for example. It may not be a household name anymore, the way that Amazon or Facebook is, but the routers it manufactured helped connect people and companies around the globe. I will tell you this, unequivocally, without Cisco's technology, there would not have been an internet boom, period. That's why Cisco shares returned an amazing 67,491%. That was 15 times better than Amazon. And
That's amazing.
It is amazing, but it wasn't the only one. I want to share another one with you, Qualcomm. Most people now have heard of Qualcomm. 15, 20 years ago, they had no idea who Qualcomm was because they were a behind the scenes company. Its technology, though, was critical for making sure our cell phones work by connecting them to cell networks. And it handed investors a return of more than 10,000% over the 1990s. And JDS Uniphase, a critical telecom supplier, well, they shot up 28,894%.
Yeah, I think I'm getting your point. I really do. So what you're saying is, rather than focus exclusively on the crypto coins alone, you can also make incredible gains by investing in the picks and shovels plays. In other words, the ones that the environment, the plays that help new tech gain traction.
Exactly. And today, we're following this exact same game plan. We're buying the behind the scenes projects and companies that are laying the groundwork, the infrastructure for crypto to go mainstream. Through my research, I've discovered 4 picks that are playing a critical role and taking crypto to the next level. I put their names in a second special report. It's called the Final Countdown, Ultimate Backdoor Profit Plays. Now, the first pick has positioned itself as the first globally recognized exchange for crypto and blockchain assets. Think about that, John. The CEO behind this venture has been called a prolific wealth creator. I'm hoping they'll put that on my tombstone when I pass.
Someday.
And get this, the Securities and Exchange Commission even granted this company approval on the most profitable form of blockchain trading. So what does that tell me? It tells me that they will get a cut every time someone buys, sells, or trades through their platform. They're a toll taker. It's as sure a path to profits as I've ever seen. Just take a look at how similar exchange stocks have performed. The TMX Group, which runs the Toronto Stock Exchange and the Venture Exchange, well, it went up 1,298%. NASDAQ, their stock, soared 1,732%, while the London Exchange Group soared 2,497%. And CME Group, one of the world's biggest derivative exchanges, rose 1,000 500%. As you can see, these exchange stocks can be explosive. And I expect this one play alone could soar exponentially. And again, it's already been approved by the SEC. It's a huge competitive advantage. They're not waiting for the paperwork. And the bottom line is major investment firms can't get enough of this stock. Firms like Vanguard, BlackRock, Renaissance Technologies are picking up shares in this firm already, which is why I believe this will be one of the best crypto stocks to buy as crypto goes mainstream. Now, my second play might be an even bigger winner. Right now, they're positioning themselves to be a critical company, helping companies step into the crypto market. And they've already inked major long-term partnerships with Amazon, Google, IBM, and Microsoft. As we speak, BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, what are they doing? They're all scooping up shares of this company. That's why I suggest you take a position immediately. And I put their names in a second special report. It's called The Final Countdown, Ultimate Backdoor Profit Plays. And John, I have 2 more additional bonus recommendations I've added to this report, but you're going to have to check it out to get their names.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there. Let's say I'm convinced. I'm ready to buy Ethereum and go all in on the smaller plays that you're recommending. How do I get my hands on these 2 special reports to get started?
Well, John, as a thank you for everyone taking the time to be here today, I'm going to give both of these reports, the names of the tickers and the cryptos, everything for free. But I am going to ask for something in return. I ask that you consider my monthly research service, the Palm Beach Letter. I can offer it to you at 0 risk for your subscription, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a moment. The Palm Beach Letter is my monthly research service where I share my insights and trade recommendations. And today, I'd like to invite you, everyone at home, to try it out for the next 60 days with 0 risk. And when you do, I'll immediately send you those 2 special reports. Again, absolutely free.
That sounds great. I mean, as I understand it, the Palm Beach Letter is your flagship research service. So can you open that up? Tell us a little bit about how that works.
Absolutely. John, I've been following the crypto space since 2016. I've traveled to over a dozen countries, attended invitation-only meetings with some of the most influential people in the crypto industry. Now, people like the co-creator of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, billionaire investor Mike Novogratz, and Cardano creator Charles Hoskinson. And over the past 6 years, I've developed a knack for spotting some of the smallest, most explosive new crypto projects while they are still small, before they shoot up 10x, 20x, or even 50x higher. That's why my average return is 281% per year. John, that's 4 times better than the greatest investing minds of our time, Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, and Carl Icahn combined. And that's no cherry picking from the track record. That's the actual track record for every Palm Beach Letter recommendation across up markets, down markets, and flat markets. Now, to my knowledge, and I might be wrong, but to my knowledge, there is not a single hedge fund manager, newsletter writer, institution, or family office manager in the world that can boast a similar public track record. And the Palm Beach Letter, most importantly, is where I share many of my most explosive recommendations. And as a member, you'll receive a brand new recommendation every single month. So you essentially get to look over my shoulder and you get to see my own model crypto portfolio. So you know exactly what to buy, when to sell, as well as my recommended buy ranges and price forecasts. Plus, you'll have my 3 decades of Wall Street experience and years of crypto knowledge to help you spot and potentially profit from the best opportunities in the market. Now, not just in crypto, but in any financial market. If we see an opportunity in tech stocks, precious metals, pre-IPO investing, I'm going to tell you about it. And like I said, if you've never purchased crypto before, but want to get started, Palm Beach Letter is perfect for you. Every member of the Palm Beach Letter gets full access to my crypto master course. It's a 6-part video series that includes easy to watch tutorials on how to set up a crypto account, how to fund a crypto account, how to protect your cryptocurrency, as well as a brief history of cryptocurrency. This video series is designed to take you from an absolute crypto beginner. Like I designed it with one of my grandmothers in mind, to take an absolute crypto beginner to crypto ready like that. Very, very easy to understand videos.
I don't know what else anybody could ask for, to be honest with you. It sounds incredible. And it's clear you and your team put a lot of hard work into making the Palm Beach Letter one of the most valuable and successful research newsletters on the planet. In fact, readers of the Palm Beach Letter had the chance to profit from some of your most explosive recommendations yet. Now, you call this a knack. I say it's a talent based on a lot of research. We're talking about 1,010%, 1,364%, 1,894%, 1,674%, 17,173%. You know, Tika, just one look at your track record, and it's clear you've earned your title as the #1 most trusted crypto expert. And I think a very important word there is trusted. When it comes to crypto, it's important that the person that you're dealing with is trusted. Do you agree with that?
Oh, 100%. That's why I was so blown away when 130,000 people that I didn't know, never met, didn't even know they knew about me, voted me as the world's most trusted source of crypto information. It was very humbling.
It's the kind of thing that helps you move forward. And by the way, we reached out to some of your readers to see what they had to say about the Palm Beach Letter. Michelle O says, "I'm a first-time investor and can't tell you how sweet this ride has been. Your crypto plays have grown my savings from $20,000 into $135,000 in just 3 months. Like the majority of America, I was gradually slipping from the middle class due to the economy. Retirement was a huge worry and did not believe that it would be possible. However, with gains like this, I am confident it will." JA is just thrilled to have you as a guide to the crypto markets, saying, "Tika has been brilliant at explaining the various investments in layman's terms and holding our hands through the downturns so that we weather the storms virtually worry-free. I can't thank Tika enough for his life-changing guidance. I can now look forward to a secure retirement." And Mark R. agrees. "You're helping him have a real second chance to catch up. I'm a 60-year-old business owner, and 2 years ago, I made Palm Beach Research Group my place to get educated about investing. Without your education and industry connections, I doubt that 1 out of 1,000 people could handle doing cryptocurrencies. You even educated me on how to emotionally handle the volatility that comes with emerging technologies like blockchain. I felt like my chance to recover the opportunities I saw and missed in the 80s and 90s. Wow, Tika, I gotta say, that's gotta feel pretty good, doesn't it, when you hear things like that?"
It's humbling. It's a dream come true that I'm able to impact people's lives like that.
Well, say I want to join, okay? How do I become a member?
Well, hang on just 1 minute, John. Before we get to that, I have one more special bonus report I put together for everyone watching. I call it the Bitcoin Boost, how to supercharge your crypto gains with the 1170 account. Now, this report is incredible. In this report, I show you how you can potentially make more money from crypto holdings, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many more, without ever investing another penny. Even if the price stays flat, you can actually make more money. So this is one of the best and easiest ways to maximize your crypto profit potential. So what's great about this is whether you're brand new to crypto or you already have a small portfolio, or if you're, an amazing day trader, you're still definitely going to want to check this report out. I put everything you need to know in this bonus report, which again, I'll give it to you for free when you join the Palm Beach Letter today.
All right, Tika, it sounds like you've, as usual, done all the hard work for us. For anyone looking to get started with crypto or to level up their crypto portfolio, you now have an amazing opportunity to join Tika Tiwari, voted the #1 most trusted crypto expert, and you can do this today. So just to recap, because I know it's a lot, here's everything you get when you accept this risk-free subscription to Tika Tiwari's Palm Beach letter today. You get 12 months of Tika's best investment ideas. Every month, you'll get a brand new issue of the Palm Beach letter with Tika's latest recommendations and market insights. You get the final countdown buy list, 2 tiny cryptos to own now. Bonus report #1, the final countdown, ultimate backdoor profit plays. Bonus report #2, the Bitcoin boost, how to supercharge your crypto gains with the 1170 account. Tika Tiwari's 6-part crypto masterclass video series, and access to Tika's full model portfolio, where you can see all of his current open recommendations, buy up to prices, and a whole lot more. Now, of course, all investments carry risk, and the cryptocurrency market is volatile. Please do not invest more than you are willing to lose. Since 2016, the average return for the Palm Beach letter was 281%. So, Tika, how much does a 1-year subscription go for?
Well, John, normally, if we weren't, you and I speaking like this, it's normally $199 for 1 year. But right now, because of the, time is really of the essence here. And so what we're doing is we're removing this obstacle of price. So we're offering a very limited special introductory offer for new members. Today, you and anyone at home can become a new member of the Palm Beach letter for just $49. It's a $150 discount, and it will give you full access to everything that we have covered so far.
Okay, so a full year of access to your best ideas. Now that works out to about 13 cents a day. That is an incredible offer. And the best part is you don't have to be wealthy to take advantage of Tika's offer. As you've seen today, with just a few $100 spread across the right cryptos at the right time, what could add up to massive gains. Bottom line, for anyone watching, when you choose to accept Tika's offer, it could be one of the smartest and easiest financial decisions you ever make. Am I right, Tika?
I believe so. And I also want to point out, if you're not satisfied with my research in any way, you won't owe me a penny. You can try out the research risk-free. You can get all the reports, and then you can decide later if it's right for you. And if you say, you know what, it's not right for me, we'll refund you 100% of your money within 60 days, no questions asked, and we'll simply part as friends. What's very important, John, I want everybody to understand, is we have a US-based customer support team. When somebody calls in for support, their call isn't getting patched somewhere out in Asia, and you get put on hold for 2 hours. Our customer service is located in Delray Beach, Florida. Now, just to be clear with everyone, our people on the phones, they cannot offer personalized investment advice. But if you have any questions about the product or need any help with your subscription, they're ready and eager to help. They're wonderful, wonderful people.
Well, you just keep opening this up, don't you? You just keep making it easier. You're really making this a no-brainer for anyone tuning in today. But let's talk a little bit more about the risk-free aspect. Exactly how does that work?
Well, anyone who joins today will have 60 days to try out the Palm Beach letter. They'll have access to all of my recommendations and get all of the 3 reports that we've covered today. Now, if during that 60-day period, you find the Palm Beach letter is anything less than life-changing, or you know what, forget that. If for any reason whatsoever, it's a Wednesday, you don't like Wednesdays, I don't want the Palm Beach letter anymore. It doesn't matter the reason. You can simply call our customer service team, and they'll issue you an immediate refund on your full purchase price. No questions asked. You'll get all your money back. And this is really the best bonus. We'll even let you keep all of your free special reports you received for no fee.
Even if it's Wednesday.
Even if it's a Wednesday.
What you're saying is that they can keep all of the special reports that we just talked about. They can just keep them.
Absolutely, John. Now, I hope everybody decides to stay with me because we have so many more ideas that we're generating over the Palm Beach letter. But let me be clear, if it's not for you, call our customer service team. They'll take care of you and you'll get 100% refund within 60 days.
Well, if you value research, if you value expertise, this is for you. You know, Tika, I know your time is valuable. I just want to say thanks for taking the time to show us this rare opportunity, popping in on sort of short notice, and for generously opening up the doors to your flagship research service. And I do mean generous, the Palm Beach letter. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm so happy to do it, John. You know, I've made it my mission to help everyday people, no matter their net worth, to increase their net worth. And I'm proud to say that the Palm Beach letter is one of the most successful research services that's ever been in existence. And today, I want to open these doors. I want to invite you in. I want to continue this journey with you. Really, all that's left for you to do is make your decision. Does this make sense? Is this logical?
It does make sense. It is logical, at least for me. I know I've already made my decision. For anyone who still has any questions, would you mind sticking around for just a rapid fire crypto Q&A real quick?
I'd love to. Let's do it, John.
Folks, it's an incredible deal. Tika Tiwari, the man regarded the #1 most trusted crypto expert, is inviting you to join his premier Palm Beach letter today at absolutely no risk to you. Now, if you're looking to make a change in your life, here's a great spot. Accept Tika's generous offer today. Check out his entire model portfolio and crypto recommendations, review the special reports, everything. And if you're not blown away, simply ask for a refund within 60 days. Now, to get started, simply click on the button below. Now, you'll be taken to another page where you can review everything one last time. And as you saw today, the crypto market is exploding. It is changing. And we've already seen small crypto plays soaring. As Tika showed you today, to get anywhere close to these kind of gains following the stock market, well, you'd have to wait for decades. But when it comes to crypto, anything is possible. And capturing a fraction of these profits could bring you closer to the life that you really want. Now, if you are at all interested in this opportunity, I highly urge you to accept Tika's offer today. We are quickly approaching the final countdown event, which means you have little time to waste. Remember, this event only happens once. If you miss it, that's it. Already, we're seeing Silicon Valley, Wall Street, and the richest billionaires on the planet prepare for this. Because, as Tika showed you, the final countdown event happens once. That's it. And today, you can choose to take action. Or, you know what? You can ignore this opportunity and potentially miss out on what could be the most explosive event in crypto history. All you need to do to get started is click the button below. That's it. To review the details and get started, risk-free, just click the special offer button right now. I'm John Burke. Thank you so much for tuning in to the American Crypto Summit, the final countdown. And by the way, Tika, I know you have one thing you always like to end these with, and what would you like to say?
Friends, I want you to always remember, let the gain come to you.
Welcome back, everyone, to the American Crypto Summit, the final countdown. I'm John Burke, and we're here again with Tika Tiwari, the man voted the #1 most trusted man in crypto according to 130,000 analysts. Tika, thanks for agreeing to a rapid-fire crypto Q&A. I got you in the hot seat now.
Yes, you do. I actually don't expect you to take it easy on me, but I'm wondering, where are the exits? How do I get out of here?
Don't worry, buddy. We're gonna keep this quick. I just wanted to answer any remaining questions that our viewers may have. Now, remember, this is a rapid-fire Q&A, so just fire off your answers as we go. You ready?
I guess we'll find out, John.
Okay, Tika. I wanted to buy Ethereum and your other recommendations, but it's my first time. How do I get started buying crypto?
Well, it's easier today than it's ever been to get started. All you need is a smartphone and a few minutes to set up a free account. Even better, if you accept my invitation to join the Palm Beach Letter today, you'll have complete access to my Crypto Master Course video series. And that'll walk you through everything you need to know, literally step by step. It couldn't be any easier.
Here's one. What's the best time to buy cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Well, the best time was to buy 5 years ago. The second best time is to buy right now. And I'll tell you why. Because we're seeing massive adoption coming from the very top, the upper echelon of global finance. Wall Street, Silicon Valley, billionaires of every stripe are all racing into crypto today. And remember, the final countdown event will only ever happen once. If you wait, you could be too late.
How much do you recommend as a starting stake for beginners?
Well, John, I've always been very clear about this in any of my messaging. Crypto is a new and very volatile asset. So if this is your first time buying crypto, it's best to start small. So if you're a smaller player, I recommend anywhere from a $200, even $100 starting stake to as much as $500. That's for smaller accounts. And if you have a larger account, then you can go from $500 to $1,000. But you don't need to invest an enormous amount of money because the potential upside is so huge.
Do you have any other crypto recommendations?
Of course, I'm always on the lookout for the smallest cryptos with massive upside. And as a member of the Palm Beach Letter, you'll have access to my entire model portfolio with many of my most explosive recommendations and my new ones.
On that note, what else can I expect as a new member of the Palm Beach Letter?
Well, once you become a member, you'll have access to my complete model portfolio. So that includes all of my latest recommendations, all of my research, all of my buy up to prices, and all of my price appreciation predictions. And once a month, you'll actually get a brand new issue with a new recommendation. And we cover way more than just crypto at the Palm Beach Letter. If we see an opportunity in tech stocks, precious metals, pre-IPO investing, I'm going to tell you all about it.
Here's one. Is joining the Palm Beach Letter really risk-free?
I promise you, there is no fine print. There's no asterisk you're seeing on your screen. It's 100% risk-free. So if you're on the fence, I want you to go ahead, accept my invitation today. Take 2 months to enjoy your new Palm Beach Letter membership. Really review my research. Take a look at my track record. Get the names of all of my current crypto recommendations. Watch all of the trading videos in my Crypto Master Course. And if you're not absolutely thrilled, call our customer service team and you will get an immediate refund of your full purchase price. No questions asked. Nobody's going to keep you on hold, and you'll speak to somebody who speaks perfect English. You can even keep the free bonus reports I've mentioned today, even if you decide to cancel. So it's very straightforward. And that's why I slashed the new membership fee by 75%. I want to make it an easy decision. But this is a limited time only deal. So your only risk is missing out on this deal.
Tika, you didn't do too bad on the rapid fire Q&A. I'm proud of you. I think that just about covers all of it. Any last words?
Yes. Folks, crypto is the biggest tech trend I've ever seen in my career. And I started my career on Wall Street in 1989. If you want to take part, your chance is now. But that chance, that window will not be open forever. That's why I want you to click the button now to join me for the adventure of a lifetime. I promise I will be with you every step of the way. And I cannot wait for us to work together.
Sounds great. Thanks again, Tika. Folks, to review the details and get started now, risk-free, just click the special offer button right now.